Say hello to Europe's cutest bird. The little owl is known for its adorable expressions and behaviors. It loves to live close to human villages, so I think it really likes us. Sadly, the little owl has gone extinct in many regions, so last year we went on a quest to bring it back. Now we returned to see how many baby owls have hatched. This feels so fluffy. The results have far exceeded our expectations. Then we discovered that the younglings are facing new obstacles that are putting the whole project at risk. So of course, we had to bring help. We're Planet Wild. Welcome to Mission 18. Our story brings us here to Nuthe-Nieblitz, a huge 600 square kilometers nature reserve located on the outskirts of Berlin. It was right here that 1 year ago we completely fell in love with the little owl. And then, so did a lot of you. We learned that little owls are synanthropic birds, meaning they need the right mix of human settlement and natural diversity to thrive. But these landscapes have been rapidly declining. And that was especially true during the socialist era of Eastern Germany with its state-run mega farms, leading to an extinction of little owls in many regions. However, after the fall of the Berlin Wall, the industry that had dominated the landscape here in former East Germany was suddenly gone. And that's when Peter and Günther stepped in. They stood up to profit-hungry developers and fought for the chance to give this once devastated land back to nature.
Diese Landschaft ist nun erst das Naturschutzgroßprojekt in Brandenburg.
Over the next 30 years, they gradually transformed the land from this to this. Eventually, they were convinced that the ecosystem had healed enough to bring the little owl back. And they developed a three-step process to do exactly that. It starts with captive breeding. All over Germany, people are breeding little owls in order to release them back into the wilderness. Like this lovely couple that invited us to meet their owls.
Na, meine Lieblinge, wie sieht's denn aus hier? Du bist fein. Ja, du bist fein.
The next step is called family rewilding, a fascinating process that we covered in detail in our last mission. In short, new owl pairs are put in a rewilding aviary to breed and raise owlets of their own. Once they're grown up, they leave into freedom to settle in nesting boxes that have been previously set up. Last year, our community funded the installation of 25 nesting boxes across a large area. Now, 1 year later, we're coming back for my favorite part, checking in on the baby owls. Two hands full of fluff. I wish you guys could feel what I'm feeling right now. A big part of the process is monitoring the growing owl population. That means checking if each owl is healthy, taking some measurements and placing a little ring around their legs. This allows us to identify them later, see how they've grown and how far they have flown. You're PG now. Is that okay for you? The rings have a bright color so they can be easily identified from far away. And just like that, we've put a ring on it. It's been fascinating to open up a box that you have set up a year ago and see there's a whole bunch of newborns inside. And our box installations actually turned out to be super successful. Usually you would expect around 10, maybe 20% of them to be inhabited. But out of the 25 nesting boxes that we have installed, 13 are now hosting little owl families.
In diesem Jahr liegen wir über 50% und das ist ein tolles Ergebnis. Ja. Sind wir begeistert.
One reason why these boxes make the perfect homes is that we invested in a mechanism that makes them safe from the owl's biggest predator around here, martens.
Vor 2 Jahren hatten wir 5 Feststellungen, dass Marder die Kästen geplündert haben. In diesen neuen Kästen passiert das nicht mehr.
So here's how this mechanism works. You see this little flap here? An owl can easily push it open to enter into this little entry hall here. And there's a second flap on the other side to get into the owl living room. And the two are connected in the way that they can never be open at once. That means a long predator like a marten simply can't get through. Pretty clever. It's incredible to see how these little boxes we set up here literally can bring back a species. And that's why we're doubling down and bring community funding to set up another 50 nesting boxes. Let's go. But it's not all smooth sailing for the little owl. And our monitoring alerted us to an emergency.
Wir haben 5 Steinkauzbabys mit wirklich starkem Milbenbefall gefunden.
These 5 babies were found 2 weeks ago, clearly suffering from a form of parasitic mite that damages their beaks. This situation is quite serious, and without intervention, they would not make it. The 5 were brought in immediately and received a first treatment by the vet right away. Today is their second and last treatment, and they are already recovering really well.
It's incredible that just 2 drops of medicine can heal this little fella.
Ideally, we humans would not intervene in the lives of these wild creatures. But in a reintroduction program like this, the survival of every single owlet is vital to the overall population recovery. The team is well underway to bring the little owl to a self-sustaining population, so that eventually human intervention won't be needed anymore. But Peter and Günther had something serious to tell me.
Ja, im vergangenen Jahr ist unsere Projektförderung leider ausgelaufen. Und deshalb ist aktuell die Situation für uns sehr schwierig.
Eine stabile Population erfordert, dass man nicht zu früh aufgibt. Wir müssen noch weitermachen, sonst erreichen wir unsere Ziele nicht.
That's why we're so excited that with the amazing community growth that we have seen since last year, we can come back and bring real substantial funding to this project when it's most needed. While a year ago we were able to support the project with 6,000 euros, this year we're coming back with 40,000. That is the power of our growing community. So on top of the nesting boxes, we're financing a full year of work in the breeding aviaries and all the expenses for the field work across this beautiful 600 square kilometers area. With this funding, the focus is now on the future, and the circle of life will continue at step 1 with new little owl breeding pairs that are already taken care of as I'm recording this. And with each new generation of little owls, the ecosystem recovers a bit more. All thanks to 30 years of dedication by local wildlife heroes, and with a little help from our steadily growing community. Now, if you're wondering how you can help protect our planet, consider joining Planet Wild as a backer with the link in the description or the QR code over here. Because everything that you see in our videos is funded by people just like you. The bigger this community grows, the bigger these missions will get.